Hey guys, it's the Solo Coth here, and today inside of this Monster Legends video, I'm going to be deciding who the best doomed mythic is from the current viability ranking and from the leaked monsters. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the only monster that's really worth looking at on the viability ranking right now is Lord Inheritor, so we can go ahead and look at him, I guess. He is an attacker, and at rank 0 he's Demon, then it gets replaced with Super Demon at rank 1, and then he gets Torture Media at rank 3, and then he gets Status Caster Self Life Regen at rank 4, which is pretty good, and Status Caster Area Ignite, which is pretty good at rank 5. So this monster is really great damage output. He actually has the highest power in the game. He has good life, a good trait, he has great relic slots, he has access to positive effect removal, which is obviously really good for an attacker, and possession as an attacker. And he also has both fire and dark moves, but honestly that doesn't really matter. And he has access to 3 different tortures, which are Burn, Ignite, and Hellfire is very good. And then he has access to 4 different self buffs, being life regen, damage protection, photophobic shield, and double damage, which is obviously really good for an attacker. So this monster is definitely the best attacker in the game, but I honestly don't think that it is the best monster in the game. While it does have some pretty decent moves there, kind of basic, it just has an AoE Ignite with fire damage. I don't even think that's massive fire damage though. And it has a single target move with Hellfire, which is honestly, it is good because Hellfire is good, but it is only a single target, so it's not amazing. And of course it does have the positive effect removal, which is really good, and that does do damage, but it's still just kind of basic. It doesn't really do much. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the leaked monsters that I think are going to be very good. Alright, so the first monster that I think is going to be top tier is P3R3. This does have an NER and an AoE PR, which is very good. And it can also give immunity control, which is pretty good. And it can also give positive effect protection on all allies, which is pretty good. But while this monster is very good, I don't think it's better than Lord Inheritor. And then the next monster I'm going to talk about is Viscale. And I do think that this monster is better than Lord Inheritor, but it is very different, so you can't really compare the two. This monster is a support and Lord Inheritor is an attacker. But pretty much this monster has an AoE NER, which is very good. And that also applies True Vision to all allies, which is very good. And it also has a resurrection with 1% life, which is pretty good. And it also has a resurrection with 50% life that gives True Vision. And it also has an AoE blind, which is pretty decent. So overall, I do think that Viscale is very good. Alright, and then the last monster I'm going to talk about is Sonographers, and it is a water tank with Megaton. That's pretty much all you need to know. He has Megaton, which is very good. And he not only will most likely have it as a trait, but he also has it as a move in case they remove it, which is right here. And that also applies to Nightmare's AoE, which is pretty good. And then he also has an AoE Drown, which is pretty decent. He has a random protection status effect to one ally, which is pretty good, with normal taunt in case they remove all of your Megatons. And then he has a single freeze with applies a life regen to one ally, which also does heavy water damage, by the way, which is pretty good. So overall, this monster does seem really good just because it has a Megaton. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it above Lord Inheritor, but I'm honestly not too sure. They're kind of even, and it's kind of hard to rank them since this monster is a tank and Lord Inheritor is an attacker. And the other monster that we talked about, I think his name was like Viscale or something, he's a support. So yeah, it's hard to compare these three monsters. But overall, I do think that this one is probably the best just because it has Megaton. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. And this is the next one. Goodbye.